Okay, I am about to chat with Phil. I am here, and then I'm going to watch him rock it with Roachford. Really looking forward to this. Phil has worked, well, he's working with Roachford now. He also works with Go West, Mike and the Mechanics, Nik Kershaw, quite a few names. And he's only young as well. He's had an amazing career already. So I'm going to hear what he has to say now. Okay, Phil, thank you for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
Can I begin by just asking initially, what drew you to the drums, and how old were you when you began, and why?
Right. I was really young when I began, and I was always fascinated with it. You know, I thought it's the coolest thing one could do is to play the drums. There's an embarrassing bit to that story because there's a band, well, there was a band in Austria called Opus. They had a moment in the 80s with a song called Life is Life, which is very cheesy, but it had this drum intro. And you know, you saw it on the telly all the time back then, and I was like, this is the coolest guy, I want to be him.
Yeah.
So that was that, and then my parents, they had a bakery, and it's literally a pots and pans story. So I was hitting buckets which were filled with marmalade and jam, with wooden spoons. Yeah, and then,
were you driving them crazy? Did they encourage you, or did they say, be quiet?
No, that was all right because I wasn't in anybody's way back then.
Yeah.
You know, and then the village I grew up in, there's music schools, you know, which is great. All the kids go there in the afternoon learning instruments.
And this is back in Austria?
This is back in Austria. I think I was 6 years old. But the teachers convinced my parents that I should start with piano before I take on drums, which is a good idea because you get an idea of harmony and stuff.
Yes.
You know, I did that for a few years, and then eventually I sort of managed to to get them to get me a drum kit, and then I stopped with the piano eventually. But yeah.
And how old were you when you started, like, on the drums properly?
Maybe about 10.
10, yeah.
9, 10.
Young.
Yeah,
No.
very young. You know, I had some really good teachers, you know, in these music schools, and there was a few of them, you know, and I just went from one to the other, and then eventually I ended up studying jazz in Vienna at the conservatory.
Yes, so when you were what, 18?
10.
When you were, you were that? I believe you there. Wow.
No, I'm joking. No, when I was...
when you were 11, you were a quick learner.
19 or so.
19.
19, 20, yeah, I did that.
And who, back then, I mean, and at that point you decided, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do it for a career, I want to be a drummer, or had you?
Yeah,
yeah.
I had that, and I think I knew that when I was 15, 16, that's what I was going to do, you know.
Okay. Now, you've worked with some incredible people that we mentioned earlier. Can you give me a couple of career highlights? You know, moments that you, in your career, that will stay with you forever?
Yeah.
Tell me, yeah.
Working with Mike Rutherford, you know, is definitely has to be the highlight. You know, that wasn't something I envisaged myself doing. You know, when I first came over here, you know, end up playing Genesis songs with Mike Rutherford is a bizarre idea. It still is when you're doing it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, so you know, Mike and the Mechanics all this year, which was great, and I think the outstanding moment of that was probably playing the Isle of Wight festival with them. You know,
Wow.
Living Years, and there's lots of people singing along. It was just, you know, yeah, I won't forget that.
And how did that happen? How did you meet Mike? You know.
Through Andrew Roachford, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to start working with Andrew when he emailed me that the Mechanics were looking for a drummer to cover a couple of gigs. So I went along to soundcheck in Oxford, and you know, I had learned the songs and ended up playing through the whole set with them there, and yeah, that was that. And then I've been tapping ever since, and this year was busy. You know, Gary Wallace is Tom Jones is MD, so he was away all year, which lucky for me, you know, I got to do everything. So yeah.
What are musicians? And I'd like to see that gig. I haven't seen Mike and the Mechanics or Genesis play, but I've sung along to plenty of their songs, generally in the privacy of my car, because that's where it's safe to do so. Same, you know, but we grew up listening to that music.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
enjoyable, yeah.
And to actually be doing that is quite something. And any other moments?
I remember first time playing in an arena was special. This is a long time ago, about 8 years I think. We were supporting Jamiroquai out in France on a tour.
Wow.
That was, you know, spine tingling.
What does it feel? I asked someone recently, tell me what it feels like to play to an audience that size. I mean, what is it what is it like?
Well, it's, you know, the first time you're doing it is nerve-wracking. I found, you know, I started off like this, and then eventually I kind of raised my head, and there's all these people there, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, you know, I was nervous back then, and you know.
All those
nowadays,
people
I think it's, you know, if you have a festival or if there's 5,000 people, you know, when there's then 20,000, you don't really see the difference, because it's just, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still, I get a really good buzz of it, and it's just, you know, I love it.
I've played to 50,000. No, 50. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question now, which is part of my quest, my drum quest.
Right.
So, in your opinion, Phil, what is it that makes a good drummer? What is a good drummer to you?
Right.
The Phil definition.
I think a good time and a good feel are essential, I think, for a drummer. Sound, very important. And then also, I think, understanding your job description, because very often, well, 9 out of 10 times we get hired to play artist songs, you know, so you gotta be versatile enough to take direction from whoever's running the gig, you know, and you know, you gotta be able to leave your ego at home and know, you know, what's required for the job, you know. So yeah, I think understanding that, you know, I think it's a lot of experience, you know, that comes with it. Listening to what's going on around you is very important as a drummer, I find, you know. There's people who have the most amazing jobs and drum fills, and you know, you play a song and it's just drum fills everywhere.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me.
What I also find interesting is, like, are people aware, you know, of what makes them good? What makes you good? Are you aware, like, of what your strengths are? You know, when someone hires you, what are they? Because I'm excited. I'm about to see you play.
Yeah, I'm saying all this, and it's going to be terrible.
No. I know it won't be. You know, what are your strengths as a drummer? What do you think that you do well? And I know it's hard to answer that question.
Yeah, well, for me, what is important is I need to be prepared. You know, I spend a lot of time preparing. When I turn up at a rehearsal, then it will sound like the gig. You know, I want to be ready there and then, you know. This is how you get noticed, you know, and then you end up, for example, playing with a band with new musicians. And if you do a good job, you know, your network widens, etc., etc. So one thing leads to the other. But preparation, I think, and yeah, I don't know, I must be doing something right.
You must be. I was saying something's going right. I mean, do you practice every day?
No, I should practice way more. I do when I've got time off. I actually go and play my drums. But, you know, like I said, a lot of time is being spent preparing, you know, for gigs.
Yeah.
I would chart the stuff out, then I go to the studio, play through it. in order to be then ready when it comes to it.
And like when you do you look at like the original recording and kind of try and be true to that?
Yeah, a mixture. Usually you get sent recent live footage, live audio from a recent show if it's a new artist you're coming in with for, and then you try and take some elements of that, because whoever artist it is will be used to the guy before, so you want to kind of you don't want to come in and have it all sound very different.
Yes.
So this is something that will develop with time.
Tell me who you consider good drummer. Like if someone, who do you think are good drummers? Name some people.
So many good drummers.
And why?
I think the best drummer in the world is Nik Kershaw.
Ah, yeah, Vinny.
I've always listened to him. I mean, this is a bit of, he's obviously very technical, which is kind of the opposite of what I just said. But, he's my favorite drummer. He's an incredible musician. And then, there's some fantastic drummers in the UK. I listened a lot to a guy called Jimmy Copley.
Yeah.
Because he was playing with Groyssboeck actually back in the 90s. And so when I needed to learn the stuff, I was listening to a live album called Live at the NEC, and he's just fantastic, great drummer. We've got Ash Sowen, obviously, Steve Barney, these are really good guys.
Yeah.
There's young guys coming up, Alex Torjus, sorry mate if I got that, Torjus, Alex. He's great, and then, the usual ones, Steve Gadd.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well.
Jeff Porcaro. I like Kirby Square.
Okay.
He's one of the LA sort of studio greats.
So I mean, it's interesting the names that come up, again and again. The last 3 musical musing chats I've had, Vinny has come up. And I've seen him with Sting.
Yeah.
Amazing drummer.
He's incredible. I mean, I've watched. They were playing in this theatre in Paris where a terrible thing happened. They were the first ones to play there, and the whole gig is on YouTube. And I watched it, and obviously Vinny is getting a bit older now, but he's been around, but he still plays
He's
like
still got
it's
it.
It's just there,
It's incredible. It blew me away, and I wasn't drumming at the time when I watched him either, and I noticed him.
Well, that'll make you want to start play drums if
Yes.
you watch that guy,
It is pretty inspiring. And have you seen that Steve Gadd, him and
Dave
Dave
Weckl?
Weck?
Yeah.
Dave Weckl. That's it.
It's a Buddy Rich concert, isn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
All in their tuxedos.
Yeah. How can you play like that with a jacket and it's like, nah.
I know, incredible. Yeah, I know. I just think they look very smart to be playing the drums.
Yeah, well, these are the guys, they're like inventors.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about gigs. Okay. How do you get in the zone for a gig? Obviously, probably doesn't help when you're being chatted to by someone and you just want to relax. But normally, ideally, how would you get in the gig? In the zone? Are you going to practice a bit beforehand, or are you done your practicing?
No, with this band, usually about half an hour before the gig, I grab my sticks.
Yep.
These are,
Let me see your sticks. You're a Vic Firth.
Vic Firth, yeah, 5/8.
5/8, yeah.
I just run around the room, I shake my hands out like this, a little bit of stretching, and then I just. We always have James Brown playing really loudly, so we do a bit of dancing, and it's we kind of
with Roachford.
And we get in the zone. It's a headspace as well. And I do a bit of singles, paradiddles, and doubles. Whatever I walk past, I hit that. Yeah. But it's not so much warming up fingers. It's more like getting the whole, getting into
kind of like a part, like a party. Are you all together? Like a party kind of, not party, but
Yeah, we kind of get in the, trying to get into the same sort of song. This is a very sort of band vibe, I love it with these guys, we just. having fun.
And if, actually, this is an interesting question, if you could play anyone that you haven't collaborated with, anyone in the world, you get the call, who would it be?
I would love to play with Mike's other bandmates. Phil Collins, you know, obviously Peter Gabriel, I'm a big fan.
Oh,
yeah. It'll be somebody of that sort of era, I think, you know, legends. Yeah, Phil Collins, you know, Sting, but you know, this is far-fetched idea there.
You never know.
But yeah, you never know.
Who knows? I'm hopefully going to get to chat with Vinny, and you're going to get to play with these guys, and then we'll remember this night where we said it. Tell me also, you know, I'm learning the drums, obviously. I haven't been playing that long, but what advice would you give someone like me? You know, what should we hold? What should learner drummers hold important? You know, when you were learning, did you play for hours? Did you concentrate on certain things? Did you play songs did you songs you loved? What did you do?
I played along to songs a lot. I think that's really helped me. That is really good for your time, and also you develop a feel that way. You know, playing along to whatever your favorite music is. That's definitely helped. Yeah, rudiments. That's probably something I would go back and do all over again because I'm not very good at it. I'm not very technical, you see. So, yeah, just having fun with it, you know, is the most important thing. You know, because if you enjoy doing it, you're gonna get better at it, isn't it?
Yeah, like stopping stopping it. What I do, stopping it. Listen to the fills, listen to the groove.
Yeah, work out. Yeah,
and that kind of thing. Because I mean, rudiments. I guess they are important, but they can be boring. But I guess you need to do that too. You know,
it can be. I mean, I've had some students come in and you know they wanna show me this drum fill and this and that, but you know, it's like you gotta just learn how to play a groove first, you know, very simple. And, you know, in order to do whatever drum fill you like doing, you're gonna have to build up a little bit of technique, you know, simple paradiddles or something, you know, these are very simple rudiments which are essential, I think.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is worth spending that time, although it's not very fun. You can do that in front of the telly.
Exactly.
I used to have a practice pad in my car when I lived in London because the traffic was always terrible, so I just... You know?
It's a good idea.
It's illegal.
Yeah, I've got one in my car for when I stop the car and I'm waiting somewhere.
Right, yeah.
That's it. And tell me, are you going to drum forever? Are you going to be 80 years old, 90-year-old drumming?
I hope so.
And how does it make you feel inside when you're describe it, put it in words what it is like to play on a stage, play the drums?
It's just all I wanna do, really. Like any other drummer, it's great, you know. I mean, it's just music in general is a wonderful, you know, thing, and we're really lucky to be able to do that, you know, for a living. Sometimes better living, sometimes not so good living, but you know, that's the nature of the game. But I really, you know, I enjoy them. You know, it's my zone. It's a happy place, and I'm lucky to be working with some, you know, really good people. So.
Tell me, what's the next 6 months got in store for you?
I don't know, actually. I'm doing well. We're finishing with this tour next week. I've got a few things coming up with Go West, and then in January I've got a few joint shows with Go West and Nik Kershaw. We'll be doing. And then, I don't know, I'm going to Australia later in the year for a few weeks on a tour.
Oh, that sounds nice. So, do you need a roadie?
Yeah, actually. You can start tonight if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need to pack down myself.
All right.
I'm always tired.
Okay, I'm in, but I want a trip to. Trial me out. If you think I'm good, I want the Australia gig. Okay.
I'll have a word.
Yeah, have a word.
See what we can do.
All right. You know what, Phil? That was awesome.
Oh, it's
okay,
fun.
I'm gonna come round. I'm gonna come round.
Come around.
I'm gonna shake these drums. Right, I'm gonna get in the view. I'm here. Come on, let me shake these drummer hands.
Like
awesome.
Thank you. No, thanks for having me.
Thank you. I tell you what, Phil G, in the house. Respect. I've got to do it this way. I can't do the sign now.
There's people that can do that snipping thing. I can't do that.
I can do it. Right, respect. How do we do this?
Respect.
Rock on. Right, I'm here with Johan. Yo-Yo, yeah?
That's me.
Phil.
Hello.
Yo-Yo's on bass. I said to him, what makes a good drummer?
Someone that listens.
I'm listening. It's true. Is it, Phil? That's true, isn't it?
I wasn't listening.
This is how they get in the zone for their gig.
Tell them in far, this generation coming up, it's gonna be proud of who they are. Hey, hey. So you got to let her hear what they gotta say. Maybe you can understand your way.